One of the reasons why businesses fail is because there is no market need for their products or services. Let's take, for example, Starbucks, which is a very popular chain of coffee houses in the United States. We're talking about around 15,000 stores. But here in Australia, there are only 60 plus stores and they mainly cater for tourists. Well, you would expect there'll be more, right? Because Australians love their coffee. Although Starbucks was not able to adapt their menu to the Australian coffee culture. So the drinks are more sugary and the price is a little bit more pricey than the ones that Australians can get from their local baristas that they truly love. So let's take that as a learning experience. That would mean that as a small business owner, it is key for you to be able to do proper research prior to starting or expanding your business. We're looking at researching the market, the competition, the driving factors why your customers are doing business with you, what's changing in their needs, as well as any future trends in the industry. We'll go through each of those. The first one is researching your market as well as your competition. It's very important to understand what the other products and services and other businesses that are out there that are catering to the target market that you're looking into. Are the customers still looking for options, potentially going to buy or avail of your services? If the market is too saturated, then potentially that is not a good business for you to explore. Taking, for example, TaxSmart Cafe, which is a small business accounting firm here in Melbourne, Australia. So in 2020, we were looking at competitors such as H&R Block. H&R Block have around 12,000 locations across the globe and 400 plus offices in Australia. So we're looking at their services, what they're catering for in the market. And TaxSmart Cafe, we checked, do we still have other services that we can offer on top of what the competitors are doing? Can we disrupt the market a bit? Will there be potential clients, whether currently in Australia or coming into Australia, that we can cater for? We ticked all those boxes, and then, of course, as we all know, we launched TaxSmart Cafe in 2021. So another thing to do research for is every aspect that you can think of in your business. Well, there's no excuse anymore. It's not going to be difficult to do that because we all have access to the internet. Most of you might be holding your phones 24/7. Okay, perhaps a little less than that. But that would mean it's easy to just Google and search what's out there about the industry or the business you're exploring, whether it's a coffee shop, a restaurant, beauty, or health. You can also speak with other business owners and entrepreneurs to understand what's going on in the industry. Take, for example, Rent the Runway, which is an e-commerce platform business also in the United States. Last 2009, the two founders of Rent the Runway, they spoke with 20 designers to ask them, are they willing to actually rent their designer clothing? Aside from that, they did events wherein they invited college women wherein they could actually rent designer clothes. That is to test the idea and actually check with their potential partners as well as customers if the business will be successful. Fast forward 2024, Rent the Runway is now worth $40 million. The third one to research, especially for those of you who are looking to leverage the success and existing brand of other businesses, existing processes, as well as product and services, and franchise with those, such as Sushi, Potato Corner, Okami, or Chat Time and others. Make sure that you speak with the franchisor to understand the ins and outs of the business. Make sure that you ask heaps of questions with them on what makes a franchisee successful or potentially what could make the franchising a failure as well. If you have access to any existing or previous franchisees, that will be good and get inputs from them firsthand. The fourth thing to do research is location. Very, very important. As a small business owner, aside from the wage, that it's our salary that you need to pay your employees, another high expense that you need to cater for will be rent, especially if you need to have a physical location. So very important that you choose a good one. If you're planning for a family restaurant, is the location of the restaurant going to be accessible or easy or safe for families to go to? Will the location have a good parking space, or is it near public transportation? Let's take, for example, Target. It's a popular US retail chain, and we also have that here in Australia. In 2011, they were looking at their first international expansion into Canada. They were thinking potentially save some costs and leverage the 133 Zellers location in Canada. So they purchased those and turned those into Target stores. But what they did not anticipate, or they did not do enough research, is that the Zellers location are actually quite far. So the people in Canada need to drive quite far to get into those locations. And as we all know, it's quite cold in Canada, right? And then the locations were way past their prime. So Zellers are discount stores in Canada. Also, Target had some problems with their supply. There's products that took a while for them to be distributed from their centers into the stores, so their stores ended up with empty shelves. So that was a $2.5 billion expansion mistake. Fourth, the research will be any future trends. We've been hearing about artificial intelligence, or AI, a lot. Some says it's scary, some says it's not going to stay long, but as a business owner, we need to be on top of what's coming into the future. Just have enough understanding of what those are and see if you can actually leverage them into your business, or are they going to disrupt or actually stop your business? So something you need to explore. We all have heard or probably purchased some film from Kodak before, which is a photography company. Kodak, unfortunately, was focusing a lot on their film products, and they were not able to adapt their products based on the changing customer demands. They were actually right on track, because in 1980s, they were doing research around digital. They even created a digital camera, but they shelved the idea because they were really focusing on their film. Now we all know what happened to Kodak, right? So the world actually changed into digital photography. Kodak was a $16 billion worth company in 1996. Then it was $6 billion in 2011, and now only worth $1 billion in 2024. Second to the last research will be any potential risks or threats to your small business. Very important. Could there be risks to your finance? Will you be able to fully finance your business long term? Will there be risks on your capacity, availability to run or manage the business, or the people, the skills that you need, the software, the technology as well? One of the tools that you can use will be the SWOT analysis, or understand or list down what the strengths are of yourself and your business that you can leverage. What are the weaknesses that you need to be aware of and work on? What are the opportunities out there in the market? And any threats as well that could potentially cause your business to fail. Remember, those threats could actually turn into opportunities if you prepare the right way. Lastly, make sure you do research on any compliance, licenses, and regulatory requirements that you have for your business. Of course, you have requirements to pay the minimum salary, at least the minimum salary wage for your employees. Here in Australia, you need to pay for their superannuation. You also have GST reporting requirements as well. On top of that, you might need licenses such as food handling, liquor, or anything related to beauty or health, or NDIS as well. You might also need to get permission from your local council if you need physical business premises. I have two samples for this one. First is Airbnb, a very popular vacation rental business. Some of you might have rented out with Airbnb once or twice during your vacations. Now we've been hearing a lot in the news that a number of countries as well as states have been putting restrictions around Airbnb, such as the US, the UK, even here in Melbourne and in Sydney, Australia. The other sample is Binance, one of the world's largest cryptocurrency exchange. They've been in the news quite recently wherein their chief pleaded guilty to violating US anti-money laundering laws. So that ended up with them being banned in the United States, and also in the news quite recently, they're also being banned in the Philippines. So there you have it. No matter how great, how perfect your plan is or your execution is, your business could fail if the idea is flawed from the very beginning. So make sure to do proper research. See you again soon. Make sure to be smart. If you're liking the content and want to hear more, please like and subscribe. See ya!